Okay, so welcome to the Node.js Diagnostic Working Group meeting on 22nd July 2020. To start with, is there any announcements? I'm taking it as a no. Going with the regular agenda, which is labeled as diagnostic agenda in the main issue tracker. So the first one is continued unified hooks discussion, issue number 401.
Yeah, so I haven't had any time to do anything with that yet. Been on vacation for the last 2 weeks. Hoping to start to get back to that now.
Okay. Do we know what is the next action on that?
Just need to have a discussion with anyone interested about basically defining where the overlap is between the different hook systems that we want to have. Try to identify identify the commonality and use that to figure out what changes can we make in core to enable just shared use of code for those things rather than a whole bunch of duplication.
Okay. Thanks. The next one is Node.js contributor survey, item number 398. I opened this issue basically to have a discussion around the feedback that came to the diagnostics capability as part of the contributor survey, which James Snell conducted a couple of months back, and to see if there is any potential improvement that we can realize in this working group. I'm just reading the last comment from Matthias. So basically, his recommendation is to follow up with a deep dive survey to get more insight into the feedback or user experience from the diagnostic tools and diagnostic experience more specifically, rather than extracting the diagnostic aspect from the general Node.js survey. That's what I understand what Matthias is meaning. So I think we had crafted some, here is, if you scroll a bit in the issue, there is a Google Doc which specifically talks about the diagnostic feedback, diagnostic use case survey. Peter and I devised this set of questions. The questions itself is quite exhaustive, but it's basically covering a lot of aspects about diagnostics. So whoever is serious about diagnostics would find it useful, would really be interested to fill this questionnaire and give us vital feedback. I'm not sure whether we actually instituted or published this survey. I think I need to check with either Michael Dawson or Peter to see what is the state of this. If it is not published, probably we could have a review on this as a team in one of the upcoming meetings and then take it forward. So I'm pasting this link uh, of the Google Google Doc, which contains the user survey for diagnostics working group specifically. Please have a look and record your comments, if any. Offline, of course. Moving on, discuss usage and support for eBPF 386. If I understand correctly, the tool was presented by No9, which is Anton Valley, a couple of months back, and the action taken out of that presentation was to run this tool through the regular user journey deep dive and see the relevance of this tool. Basically, how does it fit into the um, established or identified user journey, and if found relevant, insert that as part of one of the user journey and develop the best practice documentation and see that the tool has required attention and focus to be included in the first class use cases. But then I don't think any action has been taken from that perspective. Probably worthwhile discussing the next week's deep dive. Any questions or comments on the eBPF? Okay, so moving on to the next item, which is reviving zones like proposals to TC39, issue number 375.
And I'm not sure there's too much useful to say about that without questions here.
Okay. And the next one is COVID-19 and work group sittings. Not sure if anything changed between last week and this week to reassess our frequency and timing of the meetings. But just in case, if anybody have any concerns or any points to make here.
I think it's still mostly business as usual.
Mm-hmm. All right. Moving on to the next item, which is improving automated remote connection via inspector protocol. Issue number 348. I think this is Matthias' item, which I don't have any insight about. So we will have to skip it unless somebody has some understanding about this. Okay. And the last item in the agenda is stable API async hooks tracking issue 124.
Yeah, so for that, haven't been following super closely for the last couple of weeks. Just, like I said, I was on vacation. But I did see there's something about some recent changes in async hooks broke GlobeWatcher, which made the Gulp test suite fail, apparently. I don't know much more than that yet.
Okay. But we agree that this item should be there in the agenda, right? I'm just asking because this has been there for quite some time, and we had multiple rounds of discussion about what should be the next actions, or what should be the items that we need to identify for this one, both in core and the diagnostic working group, if I understand correctly.
Yeah, from my perspective, it's remained there so long because there's never really been a clear path on how or like if async hooks could even be considered stable. Like there's been like several times discussion around like some features layered on top of it could be stable. Like there's async local storage now, which I think has like somewhat more of an actual path to stability. It doesn't really expose any internals or anything. So I think we can make more of a promise that that could reach stable at some point. So not too sure about the continued existence of this issue, like as a suggestion that async hooks would be stable at some point, but more just like there should be a general check-in of that category of stuff, I guess, to figure out like, are we serving the needs of async hooks users in like other features that could be stable? I think most use cases are solved by async local storage, but it would be good to have some more insight into like what other use cases people have for async hooks to analyze if there's anything we're currently missing in a reasonably stable interface.
Okay. All right, so that's pretty much the list of agenda items. Is there anything else we want to discuss today?
I think normally we're supposed to bring up when people want to get involved. Rafael, not sure if I got the pronounced name right, but wants to help out. There's a issue for them to join the team.
Is it a PR or?
Yeah, there's a PR.
Okay. Okay, I just see that. Yeah.
And they had some concerns in the original issue, just some uncertainty about like what the process is to join and all that sort of stuff. So I do think there's probably some actions around like documenting that better, how to join the group, how to get involved.
Okay, I was just promoting Michael. Hi, Michael.
Sorry about being so late.
Yeah, we are about to wind up.
Okay, well,
We're
there we
done
go.
with the agenda, but just one last point here is we have a new joinee, Rafael. So I was looking at the PR, which is PR number 413, self-nomination to the diagnostic team. I'm not able to recollect the procedure for the entry to the working group. Do you recollect, Michael?
I don't think we have any major requirement. I think it's opening an issue to PR yourself in, and then people approving. Let me just look at if we have anything in the repo talking about that.
My understanding from our past joinees has just been, just make a PR saying you want to join, and we'll add you to the team. I'm not sure if there's been any like process changes around like actually adding people to teams.
Yeah, I'm just looking. Yeah, so I don't see anything that says no specific set of requirements for qualifications beyond these rules. So basically, we just need majority consensus to add somebody. So I would PR yourself in and
makes sense.
Go from there.
Yeah. Rafael, do you want to introduce yourself and say some few words about what is your interested area or motivation for being in the diagnostic working group, something like that, if it makes sense?
Well, hello everybody. I would like to join at the diagnostic team because I work on diagnostic specifications at my work and with Node.js. So I think it's good to help them and improve my knowledge.
Sounds good.
Yeah, thanks. So that completes today's activity. Is there anything else anyone wants to bring it up? If not, that's it for today. And thanks for joining. Talk to you next week.
Okay, guess we'll see people next week in the deep dive.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Thanks. Bye.
Okay, bye.
Bye.